Hey y'all, what's up? So yes, I am still pre-recording videos, so I hope you all are enjoying. And this one is going to be about the law of being, which is, I know it's probably, it sounds simple, but there are layers to it. This is all about who are you being internally, okay? This is what I've been talking about on some of my little TikToks, my little shorts or whatever, like who are you being, right? This is about identity and your inner feeling state, okay? So when it comes to the law of being, you're always being something, and that something is what creates your reality. The state of being, okay, and your identity are what manifests. Okay, this is why manifestation is literally just nature at work. Honestly, we're always manifesting. However, it's our state of being, our identity that is on the autopilot, okay? And attracting in certain experiences, things, and all of this, right? So this is why asking the baseline question, who are you being? Who are you identifying as? Who do you see yourself as? Is the most important, because you will find your own contradictions within self when you answer, well, I see myself as this bougie, like, stay at mom, like housewife, who is, well provided for and cherished and all these things. But then the whole time I'm over here being like a bitter ass, old self concept, you know what I'm saying, in the pits, in hell, crispy bitch. It don't add up, sis. Like, who are you being? I can say that all I want. I can strive for that all I want. But I can strive for this all I want. But if I'm being this, the two ain't gonna mix. You know what I'm saying? Or they might, and that's why you might have wonky results in your reality. Like, you ever notice how sometimes in life, like, things are going really great in one area, but then one area is just fucked up? That's still who you're being. Maybe you have limiting beliefs. Maybe you have a collective belief that you picked up on. Maybe there's a karmic loop there. Maybe there's some generational trauma or a generational cycle or whatever there that you need to, break away from and unlearn and all that. So asking yourself who you're being will literally unlock a whole new world within, so that you can start addressing it and nipping things in the bud, so that way you don't be attracted to no more bullshit, okay? State of being is the cause. Everything in your reality is a mirror of your inner state. Like I've been telling y'all. Your thoughts, feelings, assumptions, and identity. Not just what you say or affirm, but what you embody. You manifest not by chasing things, but by aligning with the version with you who already has them. So this is what they mean when they say step into yourself. This is the whole quantum physics part of manifestation, where I am going to ascend. I am going to align myself to be the version that already has everything I want, need, or aspire or desire, right? Like, I am going to go within self and undo everything from those beliefs, from all of that. And the beautiful thing about this work is when you finally do have that inner stability, that inner peace, and that inner knowing, this just becomes easy, and it's on autopilot all over again. But this time it's in your favor, and that's where the beauty really starts. And that's how you quantum leap. It's beautiful. You're always being a version of yourself. Even when you're unaware, you're being someone. The law of being says, get intentional. Be on purpose. Yes. Choose to be the version of you who has peace, love, money, beauty, overflow, luxury, divine guidance, whatever you desire. That version already exists. Shift into her. So think about it. And this is what people say, build your avatar. I personally do not like describing this as build your avatar, build your this, and then step into her. I don't like saying this as if you are trying to strive to be someone or something outside of you, because you're not. You're all there is, okay? So it's a decision, really. It's a decision, and it's an energy shift, and it's a lifestyle change, and it's a belief system change. It's an overall being change. This is why I say do the journal work, Okay, work on your self-concept. Okay, work on your mindset. All right, get the professional help if you need it. Nervous system regulation. And that's another thing too. I told you guys this. So if you're a person who used to have the lack mindset, and you get quaked by like nice bougie things, like those type of things, like rock your world, right? Like those things quake you, like you're not used to nicer things in life. Nervous system regulation for that. And also work on your belief system to where you know that you're more than enough and you're more than deserving of that. Because girl, how are you being the woman who attracts all these things effortlessly, but every time something nice happens for you, you quake? Girl, like, it's one thing to be grateful and gracious, all right, when we are, receiving nice things or doing nice, luxurious things for ourselves, but to be literally quaked, and I'm saying this from experience. I used to be that person. Girl, when I used to have guys like take me out and do something really nice, I was like, girl, just burn the old self-concept. Like, girl, just throw the whole thing away. But yeah. And then of course you guys heard this from Neville Goddard, which is feeling is the secret, but it really is. Your feelings anchor your identity. Yes, they do. You shift states by shifting how you feel, not how you force outcomes. That's why regulating your nervous system, practicing gratitude, and staying present are so powerful. You're calibrating to your desired being. Honestly, especially if you are indeed a traumatized girly. I know that some people who want to make fun of nervous system regulation and talk down on it feel blessed that you don't have those experiences. There's a person on here, in fact, and I'm not trying to call him out. I'm definitely not trying to start beef. I love this man's channel. He has beautiful insights. The Power of I Am, Eric with a K, because, he always corrects people. But The Power of I Am, Eric, he has an amazing channel and he has amazing insight. And honestly, he also says, I'm all there, or I'm all that is, or you're all that is. It's all the same shit, really. But it's beautiful. However, he expressed how he doesn't believe in nervous system regulation. Now, before you try to come for him or drag him or say something negative about him, this man has also mentioned how he has not had much experience in his life with anxiety and panic, and he's probably only experienced those feelings or emotions maybe twice. He is blessed, okay? Consider yourself fortunate. This is different for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I'm coming at it from a traumatized girl. It's like I lived 10 years in fight or flight, if not longer. Like, right? So it's like, yeah, I kind of needed my nervous system regulation because I couldn't be still. Literally, I could never find inner peace for the longest. And because I never had inner peace, I never had outer peace, and that manifested and it sucked. This is why, like, just be mindful of, the channels that you guys go on. And like, I have peeped sometimes in other people's channels, the more traumatized people, and this is not saying that you're less than, this is just saying you just need a little bit more self-love, babe. You just need a little bit more self-love, a little bit more self-care, a little bit more gentleness, just a little bit, and give it to yourself instead of outwardly seeking. Give yourself that downtime, give yourself that steadiness, give yourself that gentleness, give yourself that gentle hug that you've probably never experienced. Give yourself that inner peace and knowing. Give yourself that fulfillment. Give it to yourself first. So that way you can learn how to attract it effortlessly without forcing, because you will just be in a state of being to where you're always still. Traumatized girlies, I do believe, benefit honestly heavily from nervous system regulation, doing the breath work, doing mindfulness. And the beautiful thing too about doing this mindset work and along with nervous system regulation and everything, you do honestly get to a point to where you don't need it anymore. And that in itself is a reward and a blessing. When you get to the point to where you don't need the routines, the journaling, or if you want, whatever, or even the visualizations and all of these and the affirmations in the corner, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you in the EFT tapping all over the damn place. Like what I used to do. You get to a place to where you don't need those things as often anymore, and they're just in your toolkit just in case, but you become less reliant on them as you become more self-sufficient. It's just like anything else. You know, you're birthing a new self, okay? You're birthing a new state of being, okay? You're evolving into this beautiful, highest version of yourself that you've always been, that has never been outside of you, okay? It's so important to love yourself unconditionally through this. That's what I did. I didn't give a fuck what nobody said. I didn't give a fuck what nobody else was doing. Yes, I watched my content. Yes, I engaged. Yes, I did all these things. But I truly didn't care how long it took me. I didn't care how much chamomile tea I had to drink, how much meditation I had to do. I didn't care how many mindfulness routines I had to do, how many sleep tapes I needed to listen to, how I didn't care. I'm like, I am going to dedicate time, because I had nothing but time to really dedicate to this. And by just simply exposing myself to it 2 years ago, to where I am now, it has benefited. Every time I made the time and the effort to invest into self, I've reaped the reward tenfold. Okay? And it's still just beginning, and it's still just flowing in, and it's still just ever flowing and changing. And I am blessed. So that's why I say to my traumatized girlies, like, take your time and be careful going on other channels and listening to people's stories. Like, the reason why I referenced that guy, Eric, the Power of I Am, I can understand why so many people would get offended by that, but you cannot get offended by an experience you don't have. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand how hearing some of these coaches and hearing some of these people say, oh, well, what is nervous system regulation? Like, oh, what do you mean? What do you mean? They are just blessed. They don't have to experience that. They don't know what that's like, right? But it's not talking about you like you are less than because you've had that experience. It's just a difference in consciousness and awareness. We're all operating on different levels. Like, and it's just like, that's why I say be careful, because I understand how some people seek this content and seek the manifestation community out of desperation. I'm one of those people. I didn't know. Like, when I came across Dylan James, I just knew his sleep tapes, but when I started watching his content, I was like, what? Like, you can, what? And I did not understand, like, almost a word of what he was saying 2 years ago. And nowadays, I am so thankful and I'm so grateful to God that I can watch Dylan, or watch Power of I Am, or watch Manifesting Bestie, or watch anyone else and go, oh, oh, yeah, oh, T. Like, you know what I mean? You dedicate to yourself. You give it to yourself first. You love yourself through it. You prioritize self all the way through it, and you have a complete shift. Literally, okay? What you'll find is your being is magnetic. The outer world conforms to the inner world. Once you be her, the world has no choice but to reflect her. She doesn't chase, force, or beg. She radiates, and everything flows to her because she's being the one who it naturally flows to. Now, this is going to also reflect not only on your state of being, but of course your nervous system. Your nervous system, like, literally, you know, is centralizes your state of being, right? Those of you who know what it's like to live in fight or flight for years due to unprocessed trauma or looping traumas or things like that, you ever notice how you used to subconsciously manifest bullshit and you weren't even trying to manifest the bullshit, and like you can't even trace it, and some of you might not even remember where the bullshit came from? And I know it happens to a lot of people where they say they can't even remember what they were thinking or what was even in their awareness when bullshit popped off, especially if they were like mid panic attack and then something happened. It's because your state of being magnetized those experiences to you. It's not your fault, okay? Just take accountability for the acknowledgement of it. But it's not your fault, meaning you deserved all those awful things that happened to you. I will never say that on my channel. Absolutely not. It's unfortunate when you can really look back and understand that that's what was going on. But then, of course, there is polarity. On the flip side of that is where the blessings lie. When you are already operating out of peace, flow, abundance, gratitude, ease, rest, and just feeling blessed and knowing that you're blessed, your life will continuously reflect that. And it's a beautiful experience. And then you'll start manifesting all kinds of good things subconsciously, like things that you don't even expect. This is why I say take your time to stop and smell the roses all throughout your reality, so you can enjoy the little things as the bigger things unfold and, come to your fruition. Practicing gratitude and just honestly being and living in the moment is huge in your evolution and in your ascension. So whoever you're out there trying to be and whoever you're out there trying to grow into, take your time to love yourself and appreciate and value the journey. Because the journey actually is the real destination. And you'll find that. You'll find that as you continue being. So I love you guys. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Mwah.